Well, one thing I know you guys can do is answer some questions about Texas football. So let's get into that. So we're going to get into your mailbag questions this week. We're going to start with Craig Beasley on Facebook. We'll start with Vince. Vince, he asked, did you ever seriously consider returning for your senior year? And I think we've talked about this on the show and kind of the process you went through, but was there ever a moment after the national championship that you said, you know what, maybe I will come back?
Yeah, well, that's a great question from Craig. I think Billy Pittman was the only guy that was in my ear like, dude, you got to come back. I need you, VY. But, again, it was a tough decision for me. But in the same time, like, after I talked to Coach Brown and Steve McNair and, prayed with it with my pastor, it was just the best decision for me. So I'm never one of those guys that make a decision and then regret anything. Sure. So a lot of people ask that question too. What is one of, when you do interviews or something, like a lot of people are like, what do you regret in life? And I hate that question because what we just said, it
makes you who you are.
It makes me who I am.
Yeah.
I can't complain about what I did or what decisions I made. When I made that decision, that's the decision I made. So if it was good or bad, I have to live with it for the rest of my life. But I got to make the best ability of it. So when I made that decision, I stuck with it. And now I was off and running the same way as I made the decision to go to University of Texas. I was saying, hey, I want to be the best quarterback that ever came through there. So what do I need to do? So when I made that decision, I went to work. Yeah. And so that when I made that decision to go to the pros, I was stuck with it. And I did what I had to do to be the best coming out that draft.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's this prevailing thought of like, you never really considered coming back, but I think you have to go through the process and make a decision on things like that.
Yeah.
And that's what you did. And had a great NFL career. I mean, everything turns out the way it's supposed to turn out.
Yeah. And I was telling Billy Pittman to go tell him to stay.
Yeah.
Because Billy was on my butt, boy. Him and Ramon Taylor, them two guys were trying to get me to come back, boy.
I love it. So let's follow up on that, Mac, because I know we talk about this all the time, but Craig asked if it had been the NIL era, how much do you think, again, Vince would have stayed forever. How much do you think you could have raised to keep Vince at Texas in 2006?
I think we could have raised whatever we needed to. I saw something the other day that said Vince
Name a number
right now would be worth $6.5 million. Well, I won't get into his numbers, but let's just say a first-round draft choice his year got $20 million. He's still not going to come back. And he was ready to go.
Right.
So, and Drake May, 2 years ago, he was making about $1.5 million, and they were going to pay him $40.
Wow.
I don't think I could have raised $40.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he only played for 2 years. He was a red shirt and played 2 years, so he had 2 years left. And then he's just about the player of the year last year for the Patriots. And Sam Howell was very underdrafted. And we didn't have revenue share at that point, and we didn't have a lot of money at North Carolina, so we couldn't pay him. But Sam would have been a guy if people had been more honest with him, and that's the hard thing, isn't it, Vince? You never know where you're going to be drafted.
Never.
Right. Vince is sitting there thinking, am I Houston? Am I 1? Am I 3? We thought Sam would be first-round draft choice or early second, and for whatever reason, he slid.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's playing for the Cowboys. But I think most first-round draft choices are going to leave because they make so much money and they're going to be starters. It's that. And we always said, if you're first or early second, go. If they're going to pay you, go. If you can emotionally handle it and be ready, and most guys aren't ready, are they, Vince, at that time? Because you're young.
Yep.
And you get thrown into a bad team and you get all this stuff thrown on you. And people can't imagine. Then it's one of the things I was talking about. Some people will criticize Vince's pro career. He did an amazing job with a bad team to take them to the playoffs and go to the Pro Bowl. And he did an amazing job. And I'll hear some people say, Vince never played very well in the pros. I said, who are you? Show me your cards.
Mm-hmm.
How many years did you play?
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, help me.
Because I'll be wanting to say something.
Yeah, you do. Well, you don't have to.
Sure
I did. I said, I think he did an amazing job because Peyton Manning, Troy Aikman, they lost 14 games, 17 games or something when they first got there. So we forget. We put things in little boxes and we shouldn't. But you take Indiana last year, they took a bunch of guys that would have been third, fourth, fifth, sixth round draft choices and paid them to stay, for instance. Like some other teams that did that and had an older team, they averaged 23 years old. I think that's, Craig, where NIL is keeping people there.
Yeah.
It's not the first round draft choice. It's not the early second, but you get a lower, middle, low round draft choice now and you can pay them. Boy, it really helps you. And I thought just from afar, just listening and watching, that's one of the best things that helped Indiana win a national championship. I heard Kirk Cignetti say, would you take an 18-year-old or a 23-year-old? Who's going to be stronger? Who's going to be more mature? Who's going to be more ready to play? And it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. Those 23-year-olds they're trying to get to the pros. They're trying to win the national championship. Freshmen trying to figure out where the library is. Where do I eat?
Yeah.
Where do I go?
Coach, the second one more than the first. Where do I eat
Yes.
versus the library? I think they're trying to find the eating.
Boy, there's some more nice looking girls on this campus than there were in my high school.
You know, and it's interesting because this is a topic we've broached too, because Sark said this summer at one point, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Arch came back after this year. Everyone knows if he goes pro, he's probably going to be, you know, depending on how his year goes, obviously, but if he continues to improve on the path he's on, he'll probably be a top 5 pick. But he does have a luxury that a lot of people don't have, that he could say, I'm going to come back for another year. I love college. There's no rush on this. Like, I'm good. He's a big exception to the rule. But there is a chance that could happen, which I know Texas fans would love. All right. Our second question, and listen, I don't like to guess. I don't like to just assume things. So let me ask the question. It's from at Tannehill Love on Facebook. What role did walk-ons play on the 05 team? Anybody you want to shout out who fans wouldn't know but deserves credit for helping the team, and what does it take to succeed as a walk-on? Now, I don't assume anything because you never know on social media, but Tannehill Love was a walk-on at Texas from 2020 to 2023, I believe. I know he graduated in 2023, and he was a senior on that team. So I don't know if he is the walk-on that posed this question, but if he was, it's a great question about walk-ons. Mm-hmm. So Tannehill, if that is you, thank you for sending your message. And you guys, I know, love the walk-ons, and you had some great ones on your team.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, and thank you, Tannehill. You start looking at the national championship team. Ahmad Hall's a guy who went to the military. He came back. He walked on. I didn't even know who he was. He was like Nate Boyer. They just got in school. Yeah. They've tried to find a room. Then they come out, and you try them out, and you don't even know who they are. This guy ended up starting, helped us win the national championship, and he started 6 years in the NFL, played with Vince.
Yeah.
So there's so many stories like that. Marcus Griffin, people forget, Michael's brother, was a walk-on his first year at Texas, and he earned a scholarship. He helped us win the national championship. David Pino kicked in the national championship game. And again, he was a walk-on that all of our punters and kickers at that time, till Justin Tucker, were walk-ons. And then the one that was the best one ended up getting a scholarship. But there's so many great walk-ons. Michael Ungar, he became a fan favorite with special teams. But you just go, Vince has got guys that were buddies that played that did the same. Vince, mention a couple of those guys.
Jay Grimes, Enard,
Yeah.
Graham, the twins, the McCoy boys.
Yes.
Madden, yeah. So it was, those guys did their job. One of the things about the walk-ons that we love is that once the leaders had asked them, hey, be a little bit more, intense at practice. We're going to need you a little bit aggressive of showing the plays that we're getting prepared for the defense. And for them guys to do that, first of all, they enjoy being on the team. Mm-hmm. It's a dream come true, like Rudy, and to get that scholarship and to run out on that game. And for Coach to do that, it just shows his type of character he is. But for those guys, man, they was very important to us. And they still to this day, to see them, on Instagram or see their family, got kids and doing great things. And they still remember those moments. Yeah. And I really feel like, like the Michael Taft, the stuff like that is just they got great character and they deserve it. And me, I know a lot of guys, myself and a lot of guys can say it, and Coach Brown can say it, and as well as the coaching staff, we really did appreciate them because they brought another edge for us because they could have just came to practice and just kind of been like, I'm just happy to have this jersey on. But they actually came to practice to like they was going to play. Mm-hmm. And then for those guys, sometimes like me and some of the guys, if I didn't have nobody coming to the game, I gave them my tickets for their family can come to the game and enjoy the hard work that they did. So it was always a lot of love for our walk-on guys because they wasn't just to me walk-on guys. They was a part of the team. They was brothers too.
And to Mack's point, don't whine. And that's what those guys came in. They didn't whine about it. They knew their role and they played their role, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, McCoy came in the Colorado game and played quarterback. And we tried to get every walk-on in a game so he could say he played. Mm-hmm. So we had a list of walk-ons that would cover kickoffs, return kickoffs, and when the game got out of hand, we just said, okay, put them in. Go team. We call them the go team. Put the go team in.
Yeah. And I can't talk enough when, our last day of camp, when we about to get ready to go in the season, and Coach, he brings up the kid that showed out doing camp, and Coach give him the scholarship, and we all run over and lift him up. Yeah. I mean, it was the best time for, chemistry-wise to let that young man know that we are proud of him and we love him and you're part of the team, man.
That's so cool. Those moments, seeing those on social media, those are always the best. Getting to see those
then
kids
he'd call his mom or dad and say, I just got a scholarship. And the whole team would cheer and scream.
And that happened
that's one thing we're missing, Bob. With all this new stuff in college sports, we don't have walk-ons anymore. Like we knew it. We cut the teams from 120 to 105, and that's tough. Yeah. That's tough. A lot of really good young people will be left out.
Mm-hmm. There was some kid named Michael Taft was also a walk-on. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Yeah.
He was pretty good.
Miami Dolphins.
He's all right.
What a guy.
Okay, I love this question because it's so random and off the wall. But you guys have, I know you've spent some time on Lake Travis.
Oh my God.
At Rachel A. Henson on Instagram asks, being that it's summer, do you have any Lake Travis stories? Who wants to go first? Who can go first? What stories can you tell on Lake Travis? That's probably the better question.
I'll be quick because Vince's is a little bit longer. We lived at Vineyard Bay. We lived on Lake Travis. And I'd go out fishing and really enjoyed being around. One day I had the kids. We're going by Hippie Hollow, and I didn't even know what it was. And they said, look! And I said, okay. And I turned it up real fast. And got as far away as fast as I could. But Lake Travis,
Coach, you didn't put your Speedos on, Coach?
Yeah, no. I said, okay, what is that, Dad? I said, nothing. We're not supposed to be over here.
My goodness gracious.
But then we would take players out on Lake Travis and Lake Austin and for their recruiting trips. And it was really cool.
The real Love Island.
Yeah.
The real Love Island.
Yes.
For me.
Hold on. Now, that's where love is blind. That's like, we need a love is blind moment for Coach. It's cover your eyes because love right now, it has to be blind. It's got to be blind. Okay.
Right.
VY, go ahead.
That's so funny. Coach with some Speedos on.
Just facts. And I didn't want to mention love as we were at Hippie Hollow. So
right.
I wasn't going to call it Love Island. They might want to go back over there.
Oh, man, that's funny. Man,
follow that up, Vince.
Me, I can say, Jim McAvell, one of my mentors, got a beautiful, nice home out there, and he used to let us go out there for 4th of July. And Laura and Phil, my partners with the steakhouse, and a great family. And we used to go out there. A lot of my teammates, Casey Stutter and Sylvan Young, and Phil Bryan. And, one of the things that he always asks, like, everybody stop and get fireworks and, bring them in. And we're going to, do a nice little fireworks show. Yeah. And, people pull up on their boats and watch us. So as we coordinating it, the front line is for like the more smaller fireworks because you want the last one to be like the boom,
finale.
Boom,
yeah.
The finale. Yeah. And a guy named Sylvan Young. This for you, bud.
Look out, Sylvan.
We are lighting everybody, you got these 4, you have these 4, and you have these 4. And he forgot that we was still on the front row. He went to the second row. While we are lighting, he's back here lighting up the second row, and all of a sudden his stuff started flying, and we standing there, and it's hitting us.
Duck cover.
And I'm like, Seven, what the hell are you doing? Like, you trying to kill us? And he'll tell you to this day, "Oh man, my bad." That's his favorite word.
That's it. That's all he said.
Oh yeah, my bad. So
bad.
that is my Lake Travis story. My Lake. So shout out to Selvin, man. Y'all gotta. If y'all know Selvin, y'all know Selvin. He gonna give you one of those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad, guy.
That's my bad.
We'll have to have
Sorry
Selvin
about
on
that.
the show, and he can tell his side of the story.
His side of the story.
He gonna admit it too. He gonna be like, yeah, that was my bad.
That was my fault. That was my fault.
You like trying to set us on fire, bro.
Just trying to
love
be
it.
festive.
Part of me just wants to end there because I don't know if we're going to get better than that, but we'll go to a couple more real quick. Mauricio Trejo Jr. on Facebook asks and there are a couple here. I'm going to give you a couple. Who is the teammate you respected or admired the most? And who is a teammate maybe you felt was misunderstood?
David Thomas is the best person I ever played with in my life. I love that guy. The way that he carried himself every day. He was consistent. He all A's and B's in college. He was going to class on time. He led with an example. And if you say that you need something from him, he would give him your shirt, his kit, anything.
Yeah.
That was one of the best players that I ever played with.
I love that.
Yeah.
You've talked about him before. I mean, I know you have a lot of respect for him.
That's another guy we got to get on the show. He's definitely a special person.
And he's that way today. He's same guy.
Same guy.
Same guy.
Yeah. All right, Coach, final question here from I am Stephen Presley on Instagram. Did you ever take a serious look at the NFL or coaching in the pros as something you might have wanted to do? How close did you come? What was the closest you ever got?
Stephen, I got offered a job once, and I had some inquiries 2 or 3 other times, and the job I got offered was the first year after the first year we were here at Texas, and it was like $50 million, and we just couldn't leave at the time. But I also thought you are who you are, and I knew college football, and I thought I was good at it. I didn't know I didn't want people in the NFL, general managers, telling me what to do. I didn't want scouts recruiting my team and me not having a lot of input and telling me who to pay and how much to pay. So I felt like this was my deal. And I grew up with it. I loved it. I felt like you could have more of an impact on players in college than you could by the time they got to the NFL. It's a different level. You're talking about men. We're talking about young people that come in here. So I never, ever, Vince mentioned it earlier in the show, I always researched, looked at what we thought, and then I never, ever second-guessed myself. But after the first time I was offered the job and turned it down, I never looked at it again. And money was not going to make a difference in my decision-making. It's just like right now, young people need to go to the school they need to go to and try not to let the money change their minds and make decisions based on what's best for them. And we love Texas. We didn't even publicize it. We didn't even talk about it. We didn't go to DeLoss and say, give us more money because DeLoss was great. I never even asked DeLoss for a raise. He always gave me a raise. But it was just the same. The NFL is kind of like buyouts. I never believed in buyouts. So we had about a $2.8 million buyout at Texas and the same at North Carolina. And these guys are signing contracts now with $77 million, $56 million. I never thought that was best for college sports. So, but I do think that as I look back, I was a college football coach. That's where I needed to be. That's where I wanted to be. And I never felt like that I would be best for the NFL teams. And I always tried to say, would I be best? Could Texas hire somebody better than me when I was at North Carolina? Could North Carolina hire somebody better than me when I was in TV the second time or even the first time? Because I always said, I know more about me than they do. So do I think I would be great for their program? And if I didn't, then I wouldn't go because it wasn't going to work. And that's where the NFL thing fell short for me.
It's always interesting because I think about a guy like Steve Sarkisian who has been in the NFL and spent time in the NFL, and now he's here at Texas. And you always wonder, like, is there a draw to go back? And I think the first point you made is just where the decision kind of lies for a lot of coaches. Do I want to have basically control over my program, recruit my players that I want, go to the transfer portal, get the players that I want, and deal with all of it, I guess, deal with NIL, deal with all that stuff, or go to the NFL where I won't have a whole lot of say. We have a general manager that makes those decisions. Somebody else makes those decisions for my roster, and then I coach them. And that's more just like coaching ball. That's kind of what the NFL is. And so it is a very interesting dynamic for what coaches want to do.
And Bob, if the owner had been one that would say, let's say Bud Adams had called with Vince coming out and said, it's yours. You run it. You hire the GM, you hire the scouts, you make all the decisions, then that's something you consider. Right. But I didn't want to be responsible for something that I didn't have control of.
Is it okay to say the decision is as a part of what chapter that coach is in his life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt. For sure.
I think that's the other thing, Vince, that's really interesting is I thought I was a better coach in my life as I got older because I understood things better and I went slower and I had more confidence. Young coaches sometimes just give answers, or they'll yell at people to cover their rear publicly instead of talking through things. And the best coaches listen. We've talked about that. When you learn to listen to your players, you learn to listen to your staff. I'm speaking a lot now to corporations about leadership and communication. Both of those are hard. And if you got 175 staff members and 120 players, all those players have mothers. All those mothers like them. And you can only play 11 at a time. So you got 120, 110, 9, whatever, 109 mothers that are mad.
Yeah.
And I got it. When a mother told me one time, you don't like my son. He should be starting. He should be playing. And I said, you know what, Mom? If he was half as tough as you are or wanted to play near as much as you wanted him to play, he would be playing.
Exactly.
But he damn sure ain't close on either one.
I should have gave a scholarship to you, Mom.
I should have.
That's good.
I should have. But I got to North Carolina, and there was a young guy, and I won't mention names, and he had decided to quit. And then he wanted to come back because there was a lot of excitement. This was my second time. His mother wrote me a really tough email, and I didn't know who he was. So I took the email home to Sally, and I said, what do you think about this? She said, I think that's a really caring mother that's hurting for her son.
Yeah.
And what you need to do is find him and talk to him and find the situation and then call the mom back and tell her that you've handled it instead of say, what an awful mom. Moms love their kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So that's what you learn. You grow up and you don't fight every situation that comes up. You try to listen. And then you try to do what's best for everybody. And that's what's important. And that's what we didn't think after all the excitement we'd had at the first year at Texas that we should be leaving Texas right after we'd left North Carolina to go to a pro team.
Right.
And then, like I said, there were opportunities to leave North Carolina the second time. And I just didn't feel like I should leave the second time when they were great opportunities. And from your professional standpoint, you should leave. But from your personal standpoint, you gotta feel good about what you do.
No doubt.
And I think that's just where it is. Just the same with the buyouts. It was what it was. We didn't ask for any.